Hello, Oleksandra here, presenting our work on trust in AI-assisted decision-making, perspectives from those behind the system and those for whom the decision is made, done in collaboration with Fatemeh Alizadeh, Gilles, and Baptiste Caramiaux. By the end of this presentation, you will learn more about how various stakeholders in the socio-technical ecosystem of AI firstly define human AI trust, secondly, you will also learn about how relations of these stakeholders can impact human AI trust. And lastly, you'll also learn that not all human AI trust factors play the same role for human AI trust of various stakeholders. But first of all, when talking about AI-assisted decision-making, what do we mean by AI? In this paper, we'll follow the definition provided by the European Commission, and here is a simplified version of it. An AI-embedded system is a system that displays intelligent behaviors by analyzing its environment and taking actions with some degree of autonomy to achieve specific goals. Now, when talking about AI-assisted decision-making, we refer to the systems that analyze data to derive information used to facilitate human decision-making. Usually, such systems provide assistance in the form of one or multiple recommendations, and the system is not fully automated. It is the human who has the last word while making decisions. However, it can sometimes be difficult to evaluate the quality of an AI recommendation, because it can be unclear how a system arrived to a certain conclusion due to their black box nature. Yet, the decision maker has to decide what opinion to follow, their own or the one provided by the system. And it is exactly here where trust comes into place. When one is uncertain about how to correctly assess the quality of a recommendation, one can rely on their levels of trust towards it to decide what to do. From the HCI perspective, decision makers are the individuals directly interacting with the system, or in other words, direct users. And this is the icon we will be using to differentiate direct users from other stakeholders throughout the presentation. It is not surprising that the human AI trust literature focuses mostly on the perspective of direct users, because understanding what affects their trust in AI can inform the development of interfaces of the systems and interaction that would facilitate the emergence of trust. However, users are not the only stakeholders in the ecosystem of AI-embedded decision-making support systems. For the purpose of this paper, we closely considered two other groups of stakeholders, the closest to the human AI decision-making besides users. The first group is AI practitioners, individuals who design, develop, and deploy AI-based solutions, that is, those who are behind the system. These are the stakeholders that can have an impact on the way users interact with AI and the way they trust it. The other group of stakeholders is decision subjects, the individuals affected by the human AI decisions, that is, those for whom decisions are made. They are impacted by the results of users' interaction with AI and users' trust in it. Now that we have expanded the socio-technical ecosystem of AI to more stakeholders, the following two questions about human AI trust arise. Firstly, to which extent users and decision subjects have the same needs and priorities when it comes to human AI trust? Secondly, to which extent AI practitioners understand what affects human AI trust of various stakeholders? Therefore, in this paper, we explore the perspectives on human AI trust of AI practitioners and decision subjects through the following research questions. How do AI practitioners understand human AI trust is the first one. And the second one is, how do decision subjects understand human AI trust? We'll break down each into two sub-questions. The first one is about human AI trust definition. According to AI practitioners and decision subjects, what are the critical elements for human AI trust to emerge in the decision-making context? The second one is about what factors influence trust. According to AI practitioners, trust of other stakeholders. According to decision subjects, trust of their own stakeholder group. To explore these research questions, we conducted semi-structured interviews with 7 practitioners and 7 decision subjects. We recruited AI practitioners from companies and startups of different sizes that provide and deploy solutions for AI-assisted decision-making in risk-sensitive fields. We did not target any specific group of AI practitioners when it comes to their position and role within the company, nor any specific decision domain. For decision subjects, we recruited people who self-reported that they were subject to human-AI decision-making in a risk-sensitive domain. But we also did not target any specific background, nor any specific decision domain. Related to the research problems in this paper, we asked our participants about the way they define human-AI trust and trustworthy AI with their own words. And we also asked AI practitioners about what they think can affect trust of various stakeholders in AI, and decision subjects what can or have affected their trust in AI. Here are the 3 major results I would like to highlight during this presentation. The first one is about human AI trust definition. I would like to make 2 points, and please refer to the paper for more details. Firstly, the participants mentioned the key elements for trust emergence already discussed in the literature. For example, they described trust as an attitude rather than a behavior, and they highlighted that trust levels cannot be directly inferred from people's behaviors. Another prerequisite that for trust to emerge, one should have positive expectations about the fact that AI will support a human to achieve their goal. And lastly, that one has to be in a situation of uncertainty and vulnerability for trust to emerge. That is, there should be something at stake, something at risk. Interestingly, besides these 3 existing elements, the interviewees also mentioned a new one, not discussed in the literature so far: task complexity. They say that it could be a prerequisite for trust to emerge because otherwise, if a task is too simple, it is too easy to assess the quality of a recommendation, and then there is no need for trust to emerge because it doesn't serve anymore as a shortcut to evaluate the quality of an AI recommendation. The other 2 results are more related to human AI factors. And please, again, once more, refer to the paper for more details. One of our findings is that interpersonal relations matter for human AI trust. We found 4 different cases in the interviews, but I will not go over all of them now, but I give you one example of what we mean by interpersonal relations that must matter for trust in AI. This case implies the following: the extent to which the users trust AI practitioners affects the way users trust the AI embedded system assisting decision-making. This implies, as one of the AI practitioners puts it, that if users trust the AI team, then the trust of users in AI is established before even the system exists. That is, before users get to have a direct interaction with the system. The last point about human AI trust factors is about the differences in priorities of the 2 groups of the stakeholders when it comes to human AI trust. AI practitioners and decision subjects brought up the same 3 factors: AI transparency, AI literacy, and interactivity. However, they did not talk about these factors in the same light. For example, for AI practitioners, these factors affect human AI trust because they serve as means for exploring AI, which can lead to understanding better how AI works, and in turn, it could lead to trust in it. And AI practitioners mostly referred to users and users understanding AI here. For decision subjects, the importance of these factors lies in the fact that these factors could be the means for decision subjects to be included in the human AI decision-making loop as a means to negotiate with the human AI decision and being seen more than just a part of statistics or a bunch of parameters. All in all, what do our results mean? When it comes to human-AI trust definition, we should understand better the role the task complexity plays for trust emergence and how we could integrate it in the experimental protocols. The importance of the interpersonal relations for human-AI trust indicates that we should investigate the points of human-AI trust breakdowns and calibrations beyond the direct interaction with the system. And lastly, the glimpse on the differences in the needs and priorities of the stakeholders for the same human-AI trust factors calls for further exploration of the differences in the mechanisms of human-AI trust in various stakeholder groups. Check out our paper for more details on methodology, results, and the discussion, and feel free to reach out with any questions or comments. Thank you.